Hi Scorpio, this is Tisch Aitken, and this is your monthly report for the month of May. This is a very busy month with a lot going on, so let's dive in. So at the end of April, Pluto, which is the ruler of your sign, stationed retrograde on April 27th at 26 degrees and 48 minutes of the cardinal earth sign of Capricorn. And this occurred in your house of local community, thoughts and ideas and information. You feel that station 5 days before and 5 days after. And that can bring big, intense emotions, can bring major endings and turning points. So the end of April into the early part of May brings that intensity with it. And often can be some big news events as well. At the beginning of May, there are 4 planets transiting in Taurus in your house of partnerships and relationships. So a big focus around partnering in every capacity. On May 2nd, Mercury forms a beautiful trine to Pluto, and that can be very good for doing research and getting to the bottom of things. Again, Pluto is stationing and transiting in your house of learning and communication. And Mercury is transiting in your house of partnerships. On the 6th of May, Venus forms a beautiful trine to Pluto. And that can be very good for romantic opportunities for you. Venus is in its dignity in the sign of Taurus. And again, a lot of focus around relationships as we begin the month of May. And on that date, the North Node of Destiny forms a helpful sextile to Chiron, the wounded healer. And this could be good for doing healing work around partnerships as well. On the 3rd of May, Mercury squares Jupiter early in the day. And this can bring a lot of communication and a lot of activity. And I feel it's a preview of Mercury transiting in Gemini, because later on the 3rd, Mercury is going to enter the mutable air sign of Gemini, where it will be until July 11th, and it's going to be transiting in your house of joint resources and debt and healing work and transformation. This could bring a lot of opportunity to really face the wounds that you're feeling in order to heal. And also really good for getting your finances in check and getting them together, because Mercury will be touring in this house for quite a while. So whether it's clearing up some debt or issues around taxes or partnering with others in a financial endeavor. On the 8th of May, Venus enters the sign of Gemini, where it will be until June 2nd. And this can bring good opportunities for intimacy and dating. It's a house of soulmates as well, but also good for doing good work and research on your financial health and how you can up-level your money and your finances. On the 11th of May, there is a new moon that takes place at 3 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time at 21 degrees and 18 minutes of the fixed earth sign of Taurus. And for you, this new moon occurs in your house of relationships. Again, if you're single, this is an excellent opportunity for new beginnings in your romantic life. This new moon makes a beautiful trine to Pluto, which is the ruler of your chart. And this is good for meeting people, perhaps locally or in a variety of ways. And the moon also sextiles Neptune, which brings a very imaginative and romantic tone to this new moon chart. So definitely take advantage. The moon is exalted in Taurus, and it's in your house of relationships, professionally, romantically, socially, and a good opportunity to partner with self. On the 12th of May, Mercury trines Saturn, and this is good for all forms of business communication and networking with other people. On the 13th of May, we have a really beautiful energy because Jupiter, which is the luckiest planet and the planet of expansion and abundance, enters the sign of Pisces, which is a fellow water sign, and it'll be there until July 29th. And I've never seen Jupiter transit an entire sign and enter the next sign for a few months and then go back to the previous sign. But that's what's happening this summer, and Jupiter does rule Pisces in ancient astrology. It's expanding through creativity and love and empathy, and this is in your house of romance and creative projects. So really good for having some fun, for manifesting, and good for romantic opportunities. Excellent for romance. So really nice energy and good for all of us, as I think it's going to bring a creative renaissance in this new age of Aquarius. Very creative water sign. On the 17th of May, the Sun trines Pluto, and that's good for getting things done and feeling empowered. On the 18th of May, Venus forms a sextile to Chiron, the wounded healer. And this is good for healing work around identity and love and how you perceive yourself. And on the following day, on the 19th of May, Venus trines Saturn. And this is good for commitment with relationships and financial partnerships. On the 20th of May, the Sun enters the sign of Gemini, where it will be until June 20th. And this is also in your house of healing work and transformation. So now you've got the Sun, Mercury, and Venus all transiting in that house of empowerment, but more importantly, also the house of purging and releasing what blocks you from achieving your goals. On the 21st of May, the Sun squares Jupiter, and that could bring an excess of energy, a lot going on. I don't think it's a negative thing. On the 22nd of May, Mercury squares Neptune, and that could bring some communication, maybe some misinterpretation of what people feel or saying. So it's good for doing manifesting work, because in order to really manifest, you have to believe that it's possible, and Neptune rules the imagination, but can be a bit confusing. On the 23rd of May, Saturn stations retrograde at 13 degrees of the fixed air sign of Aquarius. And this is in your house of emotional security, foundation, home, and real estate. We feel that station 5 days before and 5 days after. And you are restructuring your security the next few years. You are building new foundation and new structure in the new age of Aquarius. So that can be a bit intense, but now we've got Saturn retrograde, Pluto retrograded at the end of April, and then on the 26th of May, we have a lunar eclipse that takes place at 7:14 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time at 5 degrees and 26 minutes of the mutable fire sign of Sagittarius. And this lunar eclipse takes place in your house of income and money and what you value. Hopefully it's bringing completion and fruition to something you've been working on and brings some money. Eclipses are like wild cards. It's a very active period of time, a lot of things happening at once. There can be major endings and beginnings and a lot of moves and breakups and new relationships when eclipses happen. Generally, big life events happen, and we've got the lunar eclipse on May 26th, and then in the month of June, we've got a solar eclipse on June 10th at 19 degrees of Gemini. So that's going to be falling in your house of healing and transformation. But we're in eclipse season in the month of May. A lot of activity, a lot going on. We have 2 planets retrograding because Mercury is retrograding on the 29th of May at 24 degrees and 43 minutes of the mutable air sign of Gemini. And this is going to bring a lot of issues and memories from the past, all forms of communication, because Gemini is in so many different directions. Very likely people will resurface from the past, but this also allows you and gives you an opportunity to dig into your past or to blocked wounds in order that you really heal. And on the 31st of May, Mars forms a beautiful trine to Neptune, and this is really helpful energy. Mars is transiting in your house of hope, and Neptune is transiting in your house of romance and creativity. So this will be nice energy. I wish you a lot of luck, Scorpio. It's a busy month, and you've got it. Take care.